To go home with. Many of you, God is stepping you into a new season, and you need to know how to access what God is doing in your life. And you all know that I don't generally use popular terms and that kind of thing, but I want to today, just for a few moments, I want to talk about level up. Look at your neighbor, say level up. And this, my research shows that it comes from several different streams. Some research says it comes from the young lady who, I think her name is Sierra, who sings the songs about leveling up. It's about improvement. It's about going to the next level. It's about shifting your life. It's about not caring about what other folk think about you. Let me read some of the lyrics. It talks about never settle. Look at your neighbor, say never settle. Somebody say keep elevating. Just upgrading. Come on. Y'all familiar with it. Don't act like you're not. Okay. I'm not afraid. I'm winning. Look at your neighbor, said I'm winning. Now, I didn't know anything about this song when the Lord spoke to me about level up. I just did a research on it. Then my research actually did not lead me to this particular song. My research led me to that the term level up comes from what's the thing that the kids do with those video games. It's actually origined out of a video world. And as you move from each level, they called it level up. Then, of course, people started making songs and singing songs and etc. about level up. So now let's go to John, the 5th chapter. And afterwards, I'm reading from the Message Bible. It says, the first verse, afterwards, Jesus returned to Jerusalem for one of the Jewish holy days inside of the city near the sheep gate, the pool of Bethesda. Somebody say the pool of Bethesda. So the man has been hanging around mercy for 38 years. And I need you to tell somebody, no matter how long you've been in that condition, there's still hope. Tell somebody there's still hope. And the crowds of the sick people, lame, blind, paralyzed, lay on the porch. One of the men lying there had been sick for 38 years. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord, and I promise you I'll only be a few moments. This is part 2 to this piece, but the man for 38 years has been in this condition. He has been in this condition for 38 years. And the Lord started dealing with me that life is lived on levels. And there are certain levels that you have to move to before you can move into. There is no, God can't bring you in a room at some levels because you have to walk into those rooms. You can't be in a condition in the next room. For some of where you are going, for some of the places that God is going to take you, this is why God has been moving you and shifting your mind and making your present existence uncomfortable because he is trying to get you on another level. I need you to high five somebody and say, I am going to another level. Come on, another level. Come on, tell somebody I'm going to another level. And so life is lived on levels. Life is lived, watch where I'm going, life is lived moving into new dimensions. It is not meant to be a life standing and sitting in the same place, because anywhere you are too long, it is considered a condition. It is considered a condition. It is considered something must be wrong, because life is meant to be mobile, movement, momentum, shifting, moving from one place to the next. This is why that the children of Israel was in Egypt for well over 400 years. That means a condition. Whenever you've been in a condition, whenever you've been in a place, a space too long, it is considered a condition, and it's considered a negative condition whenever you're not moving. This is the reason why when they started meeting God, God took them from Egypt to the wilderness, from the wilderness into the land of promise, the land flowing with milk and honey. He was always moving them and shifting them, and then as they were moved, God is so provisional in his nature and in his personality. I'm not going to cause you to move without a cloud, and I'm not going to cause you to move without a fire. You're going to always see the presence of the living God as I move you, as I shift you, as I take you to the next place. Look at your neighbor and say, I might have to leave you in 2023 because I'm not just talking ad lib. I'm not just talking so that you can just get excited. I am talking to those who are truly moving to the next level of your life. And it may require, look at somebody, say, it may require leaving certain people where you met them. Look at your neighbor and say, a new level is real in my life. I'm moving. Somebody say, level up, level up. Watch this. So watch where we're going with this man. This man of 38 years. Somebody say 38 long years. Oh God, I wish somebody would catch it. Somebody says it's a long time to be in a condition. That is crazy. A condition of 38 years, paralyzed, inability to walk. But the first thing that we see in this man of 38 years, and I need you to look at it reflectively from, is this me? Look at your neighbor and say, I'm examining this text and asking, is this me? Come on, tell somebody, I'm looking at this, is this me? I know you, because sometimes arrogance make you think it's not you. But life is lived on levels. The first level we see this man in, the Bible says, you have to read the whole text, Jesus says he was laying there. There are certain things that can never happen while you're laying around. There are certain things that cannot happen while you are laying around. Laying around with the wrong people. Laying around with the... Y'all ain't saying nothing. This is what I discovered this week. I discovered that folk who lay around want company. They want you to lay around with them. Emotionally, mentally, psychologically, spiritually. They want you to stay where they are. They are stuck in a place, and they want you to be as stuck as them. This is a level. There is certain, watch where I'm going. There's certain conversations God don't have with you while you're laying around. There's certain conversations that God don't have with you. He don't have conversations with folk who are bent on being in a certain condition, staying in a certain condition, and hanging around with the people that's in the condition that looks like them and who act like them and talk like them and communicate with them, and they do not have an idea. Listen, this is the reason that I believe that Jesus penned the 38 years. He penned the 38 years because it takes faith to break a cycle of 38 years. It takes a new mindset to move from 38 years, because 38 years years is supposed to be permanent by now. 38 years is you're supposed to lay there, live there, build a house there, build a camp there, have a family there, laying around in a place where there is no mobility. So he is laying around for 38 years. Somebody say laying around is a level. Watch this. In the text, he says he was laying and waiting. I need to wake up somebody. Listen, 2023 is not going to be the year of waiting. 2023 is going to be the year that you cannot. See, waiting is a level, but there are some things you can't wait on. I come to prophesy to somebody, stop waiting on people to join you in the new place that you're going, because they would rather lay around a pool waiting on a man, waiting on the angel, and waiting on the water. But you need to look at somebody and say, I ain't waiting on you no more. I'm not waiting on any. I said that sounded so country. I'm going to say it like I feel it. I ain't waiting on you no more. I ain't waiting on you to give me permission. I am going to move into the miraculous place. I'm about to live my best life. I'm about to go to the next level. I have decided that where I am is not my destiny. I'm not going to lay around. Some of you, the reason that you won't get on a plane and go overseas is because you want company. But I come to talk to you, baby, because there are people around you that will never get on a plane, and they'll talk it, they'll brag on it, and they will criticize you while you on your plane. And I come to prophesy to you and tell you that Delta is waiting on you to stop laying around waiting on people. I come to tell you, stop waiting around on people who are never going to rise up to the occasion anyway. Listen, it don't matter whether it's difficult. I'm talking to people now that will not be stopped because the lion is roaring at you. I come to tell you that you got to roar like a lion back to the lion and tell the bear that you're not going to take my destiny, that there's something greater in me than this pool. I know it's the pool of mercy, and I know it's the pool of kindness, but it ain't my destination. I just needed it for the season to keep me alive in my spirit. Look at somebody and say, I'm going somewhere. I'm ready to go to the next. Somebody say the next level. So watch this. He's waiting. This is what I discovered. Waiting is a waste. Tell somebody waiting is a waste. It's proven in the text. He found out that his waiting was a waste because the very thing he was waiting on never happened. It never happened. High five somebody, say waiting is a waste. Waiting is a waste. You can't wait for people. I found out that people love you when you're like them. You are their favorite person as long as you decide not to level up. As soon as you want more, their language starts to, y'all ain't saying nothing. They start saying, us, ain't we all right? Ain't we at home? We get fed every day. I'm tired of the essentials. I found out, watch this, I don't need God for the essentials. But I need him for more. High five your neighbor, said, I gotta have more. I gotta have more. Watch this. Waiting is often a waste. This is what Jesus says. Watch this. This is going to help some of y'all. Jesus says to him, after he saw him, he said, do you want to be made well? And the man says, he's nameless, we don't know his name. He says, there's no man that comes to get me, pull me, put me in, and then as soon as I do find somebody gets to the water quicker than me. Now, this is going to hurt some of y'all feelings, but Jesus Did you notice in the text that Jesus never converses with him about what he said to him? Did you notice that? Or did y'all read it? Do y'all read? Okay. Jesus did not respond to his self-lie. Listen. God is about to take you from lying to yourself. I found out that the greatest lie is the one you tell yourself. The man, Jesus, the man says, there is no man that come, and Jesus is looking at him, and Jesus never respond to him, almost saying to him, I'm not going to address the lie you've told yourself about what you need. So I'm not going to reduce myself down to have a conversation with you about all the lies you've been telling yourself for 38 years. So I'm come as a prophet to ask you a question. What lies have you told yourself? What excuses have you told yourself? What have you told yourself about what cannot happen in your life, and why this ain't happening in your life, and why you this, and why is you that? Why am I in this condition, and why is this happening to me? I don't know who I'm talking to, but it's all right. I know you saw it in the text, and that's why you ain't excited. But how many times have you told yourself a lie that my condition is the reason that I'm not, and no man has come to help me, and this is the reason that this ain't happening for me? And why is it that you keep lying to yourself about that unhappy relationship that you're in when you have the power to walk away from that? Why do you keep lying to yourself? Why do you keep lying to yourself about the person that you're thinking is going to change and they're never going to change? Why is it that you're in a relationship that you know you're miserable? Why is it that you keep lying to yourself? Why is it that you're lying to yourself about what has not happened in your life? You didn't go to school long enough. You didn't stay consistent long enough. And now you're blaming everybody else for not having no money. It's that you did have opportunity. But why is it that you keep lying to yourself about what has not happened to you when you had opportunities that you sabotaged? You had opportunities that you throwed away. Your mama told you he wasn't no good, but you wanted him anyway. Your daddy told you she wasn't no good, but you had her anyway. You dropped out of school. You didn't go to school when you were in school. So now that you're 42, 43, 44 years old, you're blaming everybody about your condition. I mentor people and I walk with people, and I ain't never met so many folk that keep lying to themselves about their own condition when their condition is their fault. Their condition is in their own mind. Y'all ain't saying nothing, but it's all right. I came to drop on you that you got to stop lying to yourself, and you got to take some responsibility. Ain't nobody preaching back to me, but it's all right. This man lied to himself for 38 years. This man deceived himself for 38 years. How long are you going to sit there and die and keep lying to yourself about what you need? You don't need the people you thought you need. You don't need a certain environment. Jesus came and asked a man. He did not even have a conversation with him about his blaming mentality. And I ain't never met so many folk as I've met in the last 20 years that blame their daddy, that blame their mama, that blame their situation. I come to talk to you. It ain't nobody's fault. When you got revelation, baby, it is now your responsibility to wake up and says, I'm a giant killer. I'm a lion killer. I'm not going to blame. Y'all ain't talking back to me, but it's all right. This man blamed other people for his own condition. Therefore, never leveling up, never going to the next level, because it was always somebody else's fault. Ain't nobody talking to me. Look at your neighbor, say, talk back to the preacher now. Look at your neighbor, say, you got to level up. And guess what I discovered? You just listen what Jesus did. Jesus came to the man and gave him the ingredients for the next level. Look at your neighbor, say, the ingredients for the next level. Y'all ain't talking back to me because y'all done got tired. Y'all done sang, you done shouted, but you got to hear this word, because too many of you are living on the low level when you're destined for a higher level. And you keep using the people around you and the things around you as an excuse to keep laying in the same place. you have your degree by now? Why, ain't nobody talking to me. Why aren't you better than where you are? Why haven't you signed on your first house? Why haven't you gone to the next level? Why is it every time I look around you got a new boyfriend and a new boo and you're just in and out of relationships and you're wondering why you're crazy? You're crazy because you got all those spirits up in you. Y'all won't listen to the prophet. Ain't nobody talking to me. Every time you can't be by yourself, you keep lying to yourself. You keep deceiving yourself. I ain't never met so many people that hop from job to job. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Every time you look around, they're changing jobs. And they wonder why don't nobody want to hire them. And beyond measure. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. How is it that you keep lying to yourself that it's somebody else's fault? No, the man Jesus said, I don't talk to anybody that blame other people. Oh, y'all ain't got to talk to me. I talk to people that will say, oh, God, it's me. Y'all ain't saying that. It's me that did it. I wish I can preach up in here. I'll talk to David because David said, create in me a clean heart. Y'all ain't saying that. I'll talk to him because he's taking responsibility for his own condition. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Look at your neighbor and say, in 2023, I ain't blaming nobody. I'm about to level up because I got the anointing on the inside of me. Jesus gave him the ingredients to get up on his own. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Jesus gave him the ingredients to get up on his own. High five your neighbor, say, get up from there. Stop blaming everybody for your situation. I know y'all ain't talking to me. That's all right. Y'all throw around these old terms about the apostolic and the prophetic. About the apostolic and the prophetic. I know it sounds good. I'm an intercessor. I'm all this. I know how to. No. But I'm talking about people who can live in one space. And after a while, they are in a new space. And they've shifted their lives. Y'all ain't saying that. Listen, we're not talking about folk who stay in the same condition for 20 years. We're talking about when you walk in the room, you walk in the room one way, but after 24 months, you have shifted your mind, you have shifted your destiny. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Look at your neighbor and say, baby, no longer will you move in 2023. I don't want to hear the same testimony in 2023. Some of y'all, I've been knowing y'all 10 and 12 years. You got the same old story. Look at your neighbor and say, my story is about to change in 2023. Y'all ain't saying nothing because I'm about to shift and level up. High five your neighbor and say, level up, baby. Time for you to level up. Y'all ain't saying that. Somebody say, level up. Come on, somebody. I got to walk. I got to leave this alone. Watch this. I know this is going to hurt some of y'all. Watch this. Y'all paying attention? Jesus, Jesus says to the man, do you want to be made well? And Jesus, the man started giving Jesus an excuse. And the Lord hit me. You need somebody in your life that don't listen to your excuses. Ooh, I done found out. This is what I done found out. Look at your neighbor and say, ask your neighbor, what he found out? What he done found out? What he done found out? Well, I done found out that when you're mentoring and training people, and I mentor and train a few people, but I'm finna change that in 2023. I'm only gonna talk to sons and daughters. If you ain't a son, you ain't a daughter, I ain't fooling with you. Listen, watch this. That's just a sidebar. But watch this. Watch this. I ain't fooling with you because you ain't gonna waste my time. I'm too valuable to be sitting there and then 2 years later you're gonna be in the same situation and the same. Y'all ain't talking. I'm gonna talk to the ambassador. I'm gonna talk to the entrepreneur. I'm gonna talk to the person that's trying to level up. I ain't talking to folk who want to lay by the pool and sit around with the lame, the blind, all the other folk are talking about ain't we good? No, we ain't good. I want to talk to somebody that's got an international airport, an international passport, trying to go to the next level. I'm talking about somebody who gonna close the deal, and when they close the deal, they don't forget me. I'm so tired of folk who will use me but don't give to me. Y'all ain't say, oh, y'all done got quiet real now. Ooh, oh, I can tell now. I need to talk about that a little bit more. Y'all ain't gonna say nothing. But But watch this, watch this, watch this. Are y'all ready? Jesus did not address his excuse. You know why? Because you need people in your life that will tell your excuse. I noticed this, Lily, that when I'm talking to people and they start giving excuses and I stop them in their track, they get mad with me. But Jesus, y'all ain't saying you need people in your life. Stop alienating the people who are not sitting there listening to your self-sabotaging conversation, because what he needed and what he thought Jesus was somebody that was going to come and reaffirm his condition. But you need somebody that will come in your life that will disconnect you from your past, disconnect you from your excuses, and say there's something better inside of you. And they're not going to say it in a nice way. Listen to what listen, I ain't finna have that conversation. What do you want from your life? Where do you want it? Y'all ain't talking to me. You need somebody in your life that will disarm your excuses and get to the root of your issue. I wish I can preach here, but Jesus was telling him that men and the angel in the water is not the root of your problem. And I know some of y'all ain't shouting me down because you would rather be where you are. So that's why I'm not talking to everybody in the room. I'm talking to those who are not full of excuses. I can tell now that list done got short. But high five your neighbor, said, I'm too big for an excuse. I am skipping over and I'm moving, crossing over, baby. I'm crossing over without excuses. I'm going to the next. High five your neighbor, say, level up. You need somebody in your life that will not accept your excuses for your condition. I don't know where we got this religion, Brother Pierre and Brother Vincent and Brother Reggie. I don't know where we got this religion that Jesus is some old passive little sheep and little lamb that's accepting all your excuses. Oh, baby, you forgot something. Let me tell you what you forgot. You forgot that he laid down as a lamb, but when he got up, he was a lion. And I'm speaking to lions today. Oh, 2023 is the year you will not make excuses. I got to be through. I got to be through. Jesus had to deal with his self-sabotaging thought patterns of excuses. Who you been blaming? Who you been blaming? Who you been blaming? Who you been blaming? Who you been blaming for your low achievement life? Who you been blaming? Every time you look around, you're in some mess. This is not the messy crowd. This is the messy crowd over here. Who you been blaming? And every time you look around, your name is in some junk. I'm just, I thought I was talking to the right person. See, y'all don't want to have church with me, but that's all right. Who you been blaming? Every time I look around, your name is always in some junk. And how is it you blaming everybody else for always being in the room with mess? But look at your neighbor and say, 2023, I'm leveling up. Why is it that you keep blaming everybody for where you are? You can't level up. You can't listen. You got to listen. First of all, Pearl, in order to start your leveling up, moving up, progression, you got to meet the right person. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Watch this. It ain't a man first. I found out that folk ain't met God. They have met religion. Because the God of the heavens, he rebukes you when you're wrong. Oh, y'all ain't talking to me. He'll deal with you in your spirit. Why is it that you're 15 years old in God and somebody always got to bring something to your attention? When I walk out of a room and I know I done been wrong and I done raised my voice, the Holy Ghost tells me, go get that right. I don't need no mentor to tell me I yelled. Watch this, watch this. I ain't never met so many dishonorable people. How is it that you smile in your buddy's face and talk behind his or her back? How is it that you're splitting people, talking about this one and talking about that one and dividing people? And so, hey, what's up, RA? How you doing? And always dividing people and disconnecting people and all this other stuff, and call yourself a child of God. Somebody say, level up. And you blame other people for why folks don't want to fool with you. You better hear me now. Hear me now. He don't talk to people who make excuses. He just want to know one thing. Do you want better? You better high five somebody and say, I want better. Come on, to answer the question in the present. Say, I want better. Somebody high five somebody and say, I want better. Come on now, tell somebody, I want better. Watch this, watch this. Watch this. The right person who don't allow you to make excuses. You cannot level up without first standing up. Watch where I'm going. Watch where I'm going. There is a different kind of thinking laying down than it is standing up. There is laying down thinking, and then there's standing up thinking. You see, standing up thinking, you have settled something in your mind. You have said to yourself, watch this. When God, listen, this is the way it's supposed to be. This is why I think God mentioned this to you, Brother Tim. Standing up, you once you stand up, you don't want to lay back down. 38 years, the man has stood up for the first time in 38 years. When you stand up, you're saying to yourself, I'm taking responsibility for myself. Watch this. You can't walk unless you stand. So Jesus gives this man, by the mere encounter he has with him, by a mere encounter with him, gives him the reflection of a walking man, of a standing man. This is why, be careful who you look at. Y'all ain't got to preach back to me. Listen, because some of you all have wrong reflections. You're looking at the wrong people trying to go to the place you're going. You cannot look at the wrong people and end up in the right places. The man, listen, it's obvious that the man didn't need a pool, didn't need the water, didn't need the angel, didn't need anything. All he needed was the right person to stimulate the power to stand up. Is it possible the reason you're still laying down because you got all these wrong people around you? I cannot walking. Somebody say, it's time to walk now. I'm through here. I got to be through here because I'm out of time. Watch this. I've been out of time. But watch this. Watch this. He walks. I never saw this before. He's been by the pool of Bethesda for 38 years. Somebody say 38 years. In one place. He has moved from one level to the next. He was laying. He was waiting. He was lying to himself. Jesus got him standing now. And the Bible says the next time you see him, read it, he's in a temple. I cannot access new rooms until I have leveled up. There are places you can't go into. You're trying to go to rooms you ain't prepared for mentally. I wish I could preach here. He ended up in a new room. Wish I could and y'all were preaching on room. He ended up, the next time you see this man, he was gone from laying down in the temple walking. He was at the pool of Bethesda in one room, but somehow, since he's moved from one place to the next, he's in rooms he never thought he would ever be in. You got to go through this mental this transformation to end up in rooms that you dreamed of. I prophesy to somebody that you're about to go into corporate America in a new room now, because you're changing something about yourself. Lift your hands right now. You're changing something about yourself, and God is preparing you for this new room. Give God a praise if you want to go. Keep playing. Let me give you these last notes. Keep on playing. I ain't through. Number one, in order to change rooms, somebody say it's time to change rooms. I must change my mind. You cannot change locations without changing your mind first. Are y'all listening to me? You cannot change and go into corporate America, go to powerful conference rooms and deals with serious contracts and deals and promotions and elevation. You got to change your mind first. This man ended up in a new room because his mind went through a shift. The kind of mind that you have to shift from, I must, and this is going to hurt, I must stop all trivial thinking. I must stop being so emotional. I must stop the escaping mentality and the blaming mentality. Somebody say, change your mind, change your location. Number two, I must change my circle. Now I need you to hear this. All associations bring stimulation. Every association will stimulate something inside of you, good or bad. Who you hooked up with? This man didn't change levels until he left the people he had been with 38 years. Somebody say, change circles. Number three, I must change expectations. I must change what I expect. What's my perspective? What I'm hoping for? What I'm dreaming for? What I'm believing for? You can't go to the next level having no expectation, having no dreams, having no passion. What are you expecting? And I'll deal with the rest at a later date. I got about 20 other notes. I can't get into them. Lift your hands and just give God praise now. Come on.
All I can say is, wow, that word definitely did not disappoint. If you would like to sow into Rhema Cathedral or the anointing, all of our convenient giving methods are on your screen. If you would like to become a partner to this ministry, please send a text using the information on your screen. We welcome you to join us for a live worship experience at 11 a.m. at our Williamsburg Road location. Thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you next time for the Rhema Word Virtual